So today, buckle up.
Yeah.
We are diving into some interesting relationship drama today.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little spicy,
Mhm.
but it's also touching on some social commentary that's really fascinating,
Yeah.
all delivered with this like side of humor that leaves you wondering if
Right.
they're serious
Yeah.
or they're just messing with us.
Exactly.
And it's all from this YouTube live stream that we found, and they're talking about, modern relationships,
Yeah.
but through this lens that is just so specific to like this one segment of the Black community.
Yeah.
It's something.
And that's what makes this a good deep dive, right?
Exactly.
This isn't your typical like relationship advice. It's not like Dear Abby or something like that. Like
Correct.
this is very specific,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it gives you a very different look
Yes.
at this one particular community.
And they jump right into the fire.
Yes, they do.
Using Haley Bailey and DDG's very public breakup
Right.
as like the launching point
Right. Exactly.
for this whole conversation about single motherhood.
Yeah.
Now, breakups happen.
Right.
That's not the crazy part.
It's life.
Right.
Yeah.
The crazy part is these hosts are framing single motherhood,
Yes.
especially within the Black community, as a choice.
It's as a choice that women make.
Like it's something that they're like actively deciding to do.
Right.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah,
because,
because now you're talking about,
Right.
are you giving women too much agency?
Yeah.
Are you not giving them enough agency? It's like, what are you saying here?
And they didn't hold back on this either.
No, they did not.
Remember when they said
Oh, yeah.
praying mantis?
Yeah, praying mantis.
I mean, come on.
What'd you think about that?
I was floored.
Really?
I was like, did they really just say that?
It's very provocative.
It is.
But I mean, I think it speaks to like a very real fear that people have about being used, right?
For sure, yeah.
Like being played, being finessed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were trying to get at.
Right. And they even backed it up with all these stories from their chat.
Oh, yeah. The chat was wild.
It was like a whole other layer of this.
Right.
You had people talking about women leaving relationships, men being financially exploited.
Yeah.
Like everything.
It was a lot.
It was a lot to unpack.
It was a lot, yeah.
Have you ever like felt like you were caught in that kind of dynamic though?
Like, where the financial and emotional stakes felt like really unbalanced.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say that.
Okay.
I think, every relationship has its ups and downs.
Right.
But I can definitely see how those kinds of situations could happen.
Yeah.
And I think the chat really showed that these anxieties are very real for people.
For sure.
Like, they're really worried about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, one commenter said,
Okay.
men will say it's not about the money
Mm-hmm.
until she cheats.
Okay.
Then it's all about the bills he paid.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's
Like, that's deep.
that's real.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
That
a
really
great
gets into the
dynamic
heart of it.
there. Yeah. Like this fear of being taken advantage of,
Right.
which honestly is a recurring theme throughout this whole live stream.
It's like they're saying, watch out. You know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
fellas, be careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Keep your guard up.
Exactly.
Because you never know what she might be after.
Right.
Which, again,
Yeah.
not trying to perpetuate any stereotypes here.
No, of course.
But it's just interesting to see how these anxieties manifest themselves
Yeah.
in these very specific ways.
Absolutely.
And I think it's worth unpacking
Yeah.
and trying to understand where they're coming from.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, shifting gears a bit here,
Okay.
there was this really interesting moment
Yeah.
where the chat takes this like completely unexpected turn.
Okay.
Someone asks about the term like brother
Brother. Okay.
and its significance within the Black community.
Right, yeah.
What's your take on that?
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like such a simple word,
Yeah,
but it carries so much weight,
exactly. Yeah.
especially in this context.
Mhm.
And you could tell that the hosts,
Yeah,
they had their own very specific interpretation of it.
for sure.
Like for them, it was all about shared struggle,
Right.
solidarity, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But then you had people in the chat who were
Right.
like, hold on,
Right.
like, why are we calling any random Black man brother?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I've been helped by people from all walks of life.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was just really interesting to see
Yes.
that generational divide,
Totally.
because you could tell that some people were really attached to that term.
Right.
And then you had others who were like,
Yeah.
it's just a word.
Right. Like, why are we making this a big deal?
Exactly, yeah.
It was fascinating.
It was. It was really fascinating.
It really was. It made me think about how, even within a specific community,
Yeah.
there are all these different perspectives
Exactly.
and lived experiences that shape how we see things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a monolith.
No, not at all.
It's anything but.
Exactly. And that's not even the wildest part.
Okay.
It gets even crazier.
All right. Lay it on me.
So they go from this whole brotherhood debate
Right.
to get ready for it.
Okay.
Flatback Friday.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Wait a minute.
Dead serious?
So we went from race and identity
Uh-huh.
to women dancing.
Yep.
Like, what?
Talk about a transition.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, 1 minute we're talking about deep stuff.
Yeah.
The next minute it's a whole different vibe.
And that's what's so interesting.
Uh-huh.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Why is that jarring?
I don't know.
Are they just trying to be funny?
Maybe?
Or are they saying something deeper?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like, is this some kind of commentary
Could be.
on relationships,
Yeah.
gender?
It's possible.
Could be.
It wouldn't be the first time they've subverted our expectations.
Exactly.
But you know what? They always bring it back to the single moms.
Oh,
Yeah, that's their thing.
They have a lot to say.
And they did not hold back this time.
No, they did not.
They basically said
How'd they say?
that single motherhood is a strategy.
Oh, boy.
Like, these women are out here
Mm.
running game on these dudes.
I see where you're going with this.
And using babies as, like, leverage.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that,
Right.
but it's definitely a perspective.
It is.
And they weren't shy about sharing it.
No, they weren't.
And you know what's crazy? The chat was full of stories
Oh, I bet.
about men being used,
Mm-hmm.
financially drained,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards.
It's a classic tale.
It is.
Unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's all about society.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, are these just gender roles playing out?
100%.
You know?
It's like we're all trapped in these roles
you
that
are-
we didn't sign up for.
But we're playing them out anyway.
Exactly.
It's crazy to think about,
It is.
but it's real.
It's very real.
And it's something we have to talk about
we do.
because these anxieties are real
yeah,
for everyone involved.
absolutely.
Men, women,
It's shared experience.
in a way.
Right.
But at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like we need to be careful
Oh, for sure.
about how much we generalize
Right.
because not all women
No, not at all.
are out there
right.
trying to trap men.
Exactly.
And not all men
Right.
are going to be financially taken advantage of.
Of course not.
It's more nuanced than that.
It's way more nuanced. Yeah, it's not black and white.
It's a spectrum.
Exactly.
And we have to be able to see all the shades of gray.
100%.
It's wild how much this live stream makes you think.
Right.
Like, we've gone from single moms to relationship drama,
Uh-huh.
even that whole brother thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But there's one thing I can't get out of my head.
What's that?
That praying mantis moment.
Yeah.
We can't just ignore that.
No, it's definitely loaded.
What do you think they were trying to say with that?
About women.
Yeah, like about how they see women in relationships.
It's tricky, right?
It feels almost like
Yeah.
they're taking all these complex feelings
Mhm.
about commitment,
Right.
betrayal,
Uh,
money worries, all that,
yeah.
and just boiling it down to the, like, mythical creature.
The praying mantis.
Exactly.
I see what you mean.
Is that too simple, though?
I don't think so.
Really?
It's easy to say it's just for shock value,
Right.
but language can tell us a lot
Okay.
about what people are really worried about.
So you think there's more to it?
I do. Like,
yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
They're talking about being manipulated,
Hmm?
about being trapped
Right.
financially, emotionally,
And they think women are the ones doing the trapping,
in their view. Yeah.
even if it's not intentional.
Right. It's like they see it as this,
This what?
like a subconscious strategy,
Wow.
which, again, not saying I agree,
No, of course not.
but it's there
It is.
under the surface.
And that fear of being used,
Yeah.
especially when you add in the money part,
Oh, absolutely.
because they talked a lot about that.
They did.
Men paying all the bills.
Yeah, and then getting left.
Exactly.
It's like that saying,
dead.
love is blind, but the bank sees everything.
Oof, that's real.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can see why they'd be worried.
For sure.
But I think we have to be careful putting all the blame on one side.
Like saying it's all women's fault.
Exactly.
Because it's not that simple.
It's way more complicated. Relationships are messy. The messiest. Yeah. And we can't forget that.
So where does that leave us?
I think it's about having these conversations.
Even if they're uncomfortable.
Especially
Then
this.
we've heard a lot of
opinions.
From a certain viewpoint.
But it made us think.
It did. And that's the important part.
100%.
So to everyone listening,
Yeah.
keep thinking.
Keep asking questions.
And keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
That's all we've got for today.
Until next time.
Stay curious out there.